Hi folks, this is Rose from In Rose's Garden, and today we are going to work on a really fun necklace, which is going to feature as our focal this beautiful little Mardi Gras mask. Well, it's not the mask, it's the lady and the mask, or male, I guess. It could be either. So anyway, that's going to be our focal, and it's going to be a really pretty necklace using our Thunderhorse Descendant Found Objects Challenge Kit. So let's turn down and we'll start it up. Hey, we have all kinds of fun stuff down here. I'm choosing to use purple amethyst soft flex beading wire in the medium size for this necklace. I also need a few seed beads, not very many, but a few. These are size 11s. This is, of course, as I said, our focal. Now, most of these are from my Found Objects Challenge kit. Well, except for my closure here, which is a lobster claw. We have a couple of crimp tubes and a couple of, well, there should be one more. It's probably down here in the pile somewhere. Oh, it's right there. Of the oval jumprings. That's our closure. And then we have all these beautiful beads here. Now, these beads, these spacers are from my stash. But the beads themselves, well, I was going to say the beads themselves are all from the kit, but they are not. A lot of these amethysts I had myself. But the black ones and the green ones and these little black spacers here are from the kit. Now, as are the white ones here. Now, the kits are not the same. They are, that's why they're a challenge. They just have some wonderful fun stuff. You get them from Thunderhorse Descendant at the beginning of each month. And they cost, I believe it's $6.30. Might have gone up a little bit, but I think it was $6.30. So what we're going to do here is we're going to make a really pretty necklace. And we need a couple of seed beads that are going to come out from right here because she's got a little, it's a little close in there. So we're just going to use this little teeny seed beads. And then one of these, I think it's this, oh, there she is, right there, tiny one. It's going to come down here, as well as two tiny spacers, and then some more of the black seed beads. It's going to come around in a loop, and then come up through her head, and then go to either side. So let's put her aside right now, and we're going to work on getting our pattern figured out here. So we're going to go with the we're going to have the green down here with the amethyst on either side of it, with the spacers in between there. And this is going to have a little spacer, and then a ball spacer. I think I got a ball spacer right here. Then we're going to have a few black ones right here. And then we'll have another big spacer, and one of these two whites, and then another big spacer. The other side is going to be identical. I think this is the one I probably had down here, though it might have been this one. I'm not sure. It doesn't really matter. Hope I have this done wrong. I don't want these in here. We're going to go with some star cuts in here. And then they'll be again on the other side as we come off. Then we will go with the green here. And the smaller purple. Now we're going to start into these blacks. So we're going to go with a small spacer, then a large ball spacer, this isn't large enough. This is the one I want, I think. Three black rounds. And then another large ball spacer. Bing. Then we're going to do these guys. We're going to be up 2, 1, 3, 1, 2 pattern over here and here. Oops, don't lose our little wall spacer there. And of course the same will be on this side. Then we have one of the larger ball spacers again. And we go to let's see, it's amethyst, green amethyst with the spacers in between. Should have a small spacer here as well. Missing the other amethyst over here on this side. So there we go. It goes in there. Okay. Now we are back to our black pattern again of 2, a small, a 3, a small, a 2. Now the same goes for this side. Then we have this size and one of these. Then we're going to go to the black rounds again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we do the greens with the star cut in between here, right here, with 2 larges, of course. Same goes over here. Now, what did I do with my other star cut? I just had it. Oh, it rolled over here. Okay. And now we will go back to our pattern of the black on the other side here. So let's get ourselves started down here because this is, I'm not sure how long this is going to need to be. Oh, actually, maybe I should start on the other side because I don't know how long it's going to be. That actually might be the better option. Though I think I'm going to be needing a few more spacers here. So, well, let's get some wire out and we will see what we want to do here. So I'm just going to work right off the spool to start with. This is going to be the end over here. Oh, that's the stuff for the... And we will start with our little black pattern of two, 1 small ball spacer, 3 of these, a ball spacer, and 2 more. I'm going to put a bead stopper over here so it doesn't sink in so I can see what we're working on over here. So then we have a large ball spacer and 3 black. So then we want a ball spacer. Let's see, we should have another one in here. Yep, there it is. A spacer. Whoop. Come back here, you. The green. Large spacer. the star cut purple, large spacer, and green again. Now we have a small spacer, the better sized ball spacer here, and the 3 black again. See that nice dramatic coloring there. So now it's back to our pattern down here. So we want to have this pattern here. We want to have a large ball spacer again. This is not a large one. So then we do the 2. The small. Now I have got this pattern. I designed this probably a good week ago. I just haven't got around to making it yet. Been working on all my kit stuff. So that's why we haven't done it yet. But I had designed it some time ago. There it is. But if, as you're designing, you decide to take a gander off from your design, hey, that's great. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Now we're going to go to this pattern here. Let's see, I need a... There we go. Now we'll be going back to the little, I think they're actually coconut shell. I could be wrong, but I think they are. Where'd I drop my little one at? There it is. And I'm not sure, like I said, if they're coconut shell or not, but they are some kind of organic material. They're not glass. Come on, where's your hole? I love these beads. They're so cool looking. There is this side more or less done. We got to put a couple of the black seed beads in before we go down into the focal. And you know, I was wondering if I was going to need any chain or anything for this, but boy, I don't think so, because we're almost at, this is going to be 26 inches as it is after we get all the beads on, so that'll be really great. So I'm going to give it some more room because we're about to put on our focal and go over to the other side. As you can see, we're going to need quite a bit more wire here, so I think I may just cut it here. We need obviously double what we've got here, because this is the one side, and we've got to go down into the focal. So I think I'm just going to give it about that much wire. I'll just cut this baby off and put this away. Now I'm going, since this is the one side, oh dear, I just realized what I did. I just cut it to this, and it won't, this is too short, because this needs to be doubled, and I didn't double it. I just put in enough to do the focal on here. Oh, that sucks. Well, we are going to be we're going to be making a little change, because I do not want to have to redo this whole side. So what we are going to do this swing down here is we are going to bring our focal around, and then we are going to not sure that's going to work. We're going to have to think about it a bit here. Yep, we're going to put these guys on first. I don't think we probably need more than 5 here. And this goes down in here. That looks about right. We'll put a couple more black seed beads here. And then this is where we're going to improvise and add our extra wire. And I'm going to show you how to do that. So, come on, I just need one more. Okay, now I'm going to put on a crimp tube right here. then I'm going to put these guys on. And then another crimp tube. And you're probably going, what is she doing now? Well, I'm going to show you in just a second. This is called improvise. If you don't succeed, improvise and see if you can make a solution. So what we need is this same amount of wire here. So, well, not quite as much because we're going to obviously have to cut some off. But we want close to as much. So this time I'm going to make sure I have definitely got enough before I cut this off. So we got to go down here, up just like this is, over across, and probably about yay much. Again, I will go down to make sure I didn't slide it up, and I did. See that, how that works there? Sometimes it just slides out of your hand as you're working, and it gets smaller than you think you've got it. So we still want to cut about right here. Okay, so this improvise that I was talking of, down here at the bottom, what we're going to do is we're going to slide this second piece of wire through this crimp tube, up through this, and over here to the other side, and through this crimp tube. Now, since it's not very likely that this is going to go through our, so we'll just take this and crimp it then right here. Okay, now we're going to go over here, bring this crimp right back over to where this gold bar bottle one is, and we'll crimp it. And of course, we'll need to get out a couple more crimps to finish our necklace up, but this will marry these two wires together. Now let's see if these will go into this second little, I sincerely doubt it. No, see, it won't. So we need to trim our wire off right here on this side and right here on this side, making sure you get your wire you want to clip off. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to slide that down on this side, down to where those join. And now we have a pretty little ball divider there, as well as our regular. So now we want to get as many beads here. It looks like I put 7 on here. Yep. So let's get 7. So for those of you who are wondering if I did that on purpose so that we could add a little more wire, the answer is no, I did not. Sometimes you just make mistakes, and if you can fix them without entirely going back, that's great. But if you have to go back, well, you have to go back. So now we've got this little, down here at the bottom here, this little pattern. Isn't that cute? And now we'll put, how many did we put here? 5. So we need 5 more seed beads to go up this other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then this small ball spacer. And the small see how this is going to come out like this. Isn't that cool? Now we're just going to string up this side just like this side is. So we have our little spacer here. So we're going to go with our amethyst, our big spacer, our green bead, our big spacer, our star cut, big spacer, white bead, big spacer, star cut, Now let's do a quick comparison and make sure that everything looks the same. So we've got, and there we go. So now we just have to put on our lobster claw and our jump ring. Now I was just going to put a little jump ring in. I may just put a bigger jump ring in over there so that we don't have to have difficulty getting it on, any kind of difficulty. We need a couple more crimp tubes, since I took the crimp tubes and put them down here to attach our wire together. And so those will just need to go on along with one of the jump rings. And the same on the other side. Now, as I said, I'm going to get a bigger jump ring for this side, so I probably will do that right now before we get started on this, because we don't want to jumpring it, and then have to open the jumpring up to get put the bigger one on. So of course we just want to put the big one on one side and the one with the lobster claw on the other side. Now you could attach this directly to the lobster claw. The reason I don't is because the lobster claws sometimes break. They have a spring in the middle here that is what makes the lobster claw open. And if that breaks and you haven't used a jumpring to put it in place, then in consequence what happens is that you end up having to remove your whole string of beads and restring them because they aren't going to be happy. Because obviously if you want to have a new lobster claw on, you have to have it entirely restrung if it's hardwired on. So consequently, I usually do not hardwire my lobster claws onto my pieces because we don't want them to have to be restrung if anything should happen. So once we get this where we want it, then we'll take our crimping pliers and we will crimp it. Come here, you. Now, come on. You got to go the other direction, too. Oh, there we go. We'll give her a tug test. It feels good. Get in here and cut this extra bit of wire. And there is one side done. Now we just have to get over here and crimp the other side and hook our lobster claw on then, and we are ready to rock and roll. So, through the hopefully we can get our wire to go through at least one of these guys. Started. Doesn't feel like it wants to go through anymore though. However, I think I see it there. Gotta get it to go just a little more, and then I can take my pliers and pull it if I wish to. See right there, she's got just a teeny touch sticking up there. There we go. Now we'll see if she'll go through the second one too. Looks like that's a yes. I just have to get her in just a little bit more so I can get hold of her with the pliers. Come on, baby. Just through a teeny bit more. I would prefer to get it through here instead of just one, because then when we pull it, it goes down towards this little ball spacer, and it's easier to pull it through here. And we don't have as much resistance where we got that little bulk where the where they come together, where that extra bead comes out. Because see how it's not got that extra wire that it had on the other one when we were trying to do that. So let's make sure we got everything good and tight here. Looks like we do, so we'll pull this down this last little bit that we want. And I think that's about compatible with the other side. Yeah, it looks like the other side might have been just a touch tighter, so we'll pull her down just a bit more. And then we're going to get our crimping pliers in there and crimp that. Come on, get out of the way. And I think we're good. Yep. And we'll cut this extra wire off. Now see how you've got more maneuvering space here with the little ball spacer and instead of just having the two coconut ones right beside each other. And now there's a little tail there, but with a little bit of maneuvering, I might get it to be able to go into the ball spacer. There we go. So there, now she's in the ball spacer, and there is our necklace. I just gotta open that one and put the lobster on. So let's get that done. Now, if you wanted it even longer yet, you could put a extender right here if you wanted to. I don't think we need it to be any longer, so I'm not going to. There we go. She's all done. Now, if you wanted it shorter, of course, just take out some sections, no big deal there. But I think I really like the way it turned out. Impromptu lesson on how to add an extra piece of wire when you cut it too short. The seed beads allow this to come out of here together, and yeah, I think that's think that turned out really pretty. I hope you liked making this with me. So there we go. There is our beautiful Mardi Gras mask necklace using our Thunderhorse Descendant Found Objects Challenge Kit. Like I said, every kit's different, so you'll never know what you're going to get until you get it. So I think this was fun. I like it. I hope you enjoyed making this with me. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. Bye-bye.